Nolan Wells on his birthday. I believe today is his birthday. That kid was an amazing young man. That kid, Nolan Wells, was an example of what I believe young black men should be. Blameless, great reputation, doing what he's supposed to do in school, and not buying into the racist, ridiculous rhetoric. He had friends who were black. He had friends who were white. He went around this group, that group, no issues. The young man was beloved by everybody. That is an example of black excellence. But instead, they're not going to talk much about who he was and what he did and what he accomplished. It's about these white boys doing something. And now we've got so much evidence. Y'all don't even know what Nolan lived like. Y'all don't even know what Nolan stood for. Y'all don't even care. You just care that a white Nolan, and y'all running with that because you have no future. You don't even understand your past, so you have no future. So you waddle in victimhood. And it's annoying. It's called black fatigue. Good black people got to suffer under the pressure of you ignorant folk.
I'm confused. I'm really confused. So Tatum now is, Nolan Wells just had a birthday. And their family was having a service or something for Nolan Wells on their birthday. They had Benjamin Crump there. They had Jamal Bryant there. Whoever they wanted to have that they have there. They're mourning the unaliving of their son, and they still haven't gotten any information, right? Tatum, he's not showing no respect. All he cares about is these W boys who haven't been found guilty or innocent of nothing. But he's going real hard for them as if they're innocent. He don't know nothing. Right? So my whole thing is, you in the room with the police investigation, you're part of all the investigations, or you just believe everything that they say, so I'm going to attack this family, and I'm going to attack black people, right? Another aspect of this is, whoever said that we got to forgive W folks for all the things that they've done? There's never been any form of recompense because you want to forgive them, and we don't. We become the problem? I'm going to say that again for the people in the back that's slow. Because you want to forgive them and put your nose in W cooch and all that kind of stuff, and we don't. We're the problem all of a sudden. We're ghetto. We're this. Well, first of all, we don't have a history of harming them. They have a history of harming us on so many different levels. And just the mere fact that we got to go through this now, right? So who the hell you think you are? But again, he's able to flourish because of the consciousness of America. Right? He's saying all the things they wish that they can say, but he has our skin and he's saying it, so they allow him to do it until we go against them, right?
Many parents out there, you still have your children. You still can hug them. You still can call them. You still can celebrate their life with them.
Time out. I wish that we lived in a world where I can see a mother who's mourning the loss of her son, and I can see other black men around her, and these black men are doing what's right. But instead, you would never see this happen, or not never, but you'll rarely see this happen. These fools are around her, and then Jamal Bryant. What does Jamal... Nolan, I bet you Nolan don't even know who Jamal Bryant is. He didn't know who Jamal Bryant was. Why is Jamal Bryant a part of this? Finish the clip.
And we do not have that anymore.
Wells's cause of death has still not yet been determined publicly.
So here's the fool that they got associated with their family and now is doing a prayer. They can't find a better pastor than this. Let me explain something to you. Why can't they have a white pastor?
And see, this is the part where it's getting beyond disrespectful. Because this is the thing. These people come out and say it's not about race. Then why are you bringing in race? If they wanted to have a black pastor, then that's to their choosing. What the hell are you talking about? Why couldn't they have a white pastor? Now, you're making it about race. You're insinuating that they're being racist and they're not being inclusive, right? Why couldn't they have... Listen, that's what you want to have. Why do they got to have that? We're not dealing with the emotion. We got to let the emotion of it go. This is what he's doing, and he's able to disrespect this family to the utmost degree. And the sad part about it is his followers out there let him do it. Because if he was doing this to a W family, oh, they wouldn't be having that. But because it's going with a black family, of course they're allowing that. Of course they're allowing it. So he would have the audacity to say, why couldn't they have a W pastor? Because they got the pastor that they wanted. They got the pastor that they wanted.
This is where I feel like the racism of black people are just so prominent and they get away with it. And the world is laughing at them, but in their circle, they think it's all justified. Nolan appeared that he loved everybody. Nolan's best friends were white. Based on all the pictures I've seen, most of his friends are the ones he hung out with and seemed to be closest with, from what I've been told, were these white boys. So in his death, why can't it be a mixed, unified funeral?
You know what's funny? W folks have stuff for them all the time. Brandon Tatum ain't got no content going into those churches, going into those towns where it's just W folks and holding them to that same standard. He's only talking about black people. But again, we're supposed to be forgiven because he wants to be forgiven. But if we don't, then we're the problem. He just totally absolves and exonerates W's for everything that they've ever done to black people. And if we don't get over it, we become the problem, right? Number two, he wasn't there. He don't know who was there. He wasn't in attendance at that celebration of life for Nolan Wells. He wasn't there. But again, he's running his mouth. Now, I'm no fan of Jamal Bryant, but right now the family's grieving and they're trying to find out what happened to their son. This ain't the place for me to be dissing him, because my dislike of Jamal Bryant has absolutely nothing to do with Nolan Wells. See, I'm mature enough where I can understand that I can dislike a person, but this ain't the place for that. This ain't the time. There's a season for everything. See, when you're spiritually connected to things and you're mature, you understand that our dislike for each other has not, well, not each other, but my dislike for him has absolutely nothing to do with the situation that's at hand right now. So let me shut my mouth, right? And I'm going to support the Wells family and getting justice for their son and what happened to this black boy, right? Down there in Mississippi. So this ain't the time. So a lot of y'all out there, shut up. Shut the hell up. Stop running your mouth so much. We can get at Jamal Bryant next week. Not right now.
And yet we're having a moment of reflection. What is ironic, Don, is that it happened on the same weekend that America celebrated its 250th birthday. And so it's a pregnant pause for our community. As much as we think that we've made strides, we're making the electric slide backwards. Mississippi is also the same ground Evers and Emmett Till. And we add now to that list.
Emmett Till, 70 years ago. Biloxi? Was he Ocean Springs? Was he on Island? Then why are you making a comparison to Emmett Till 70 years ago today? And you don't have no evidence. This is supposed to be a man of God. God didn't give you no wisdom. You ain't got no evidence that nothing happened to the boy other than he may have drowned. But you sitting there pushing this stuff. I just can't stand these people, man. I can't stand them. That boy deserved better than the way these dumb Negroes are treating him. It's all about them. It's all about race. When he didn't live his life like that. Nolan loved everybody.
And so it is not just the mother who has been vilified, the father who has been ignored, but also his siblings who are grieving.
I just don't, where have we gotten to that you are demonizing in some way or criticizing a grieving mother and the lawyers, I guess, treating her as if she's on trial?
It is really just on brand for what America does.
America.
The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said the most unprotected species on the planet is the black woman.
Oh, really?
And so for her nursing credentials to now be put into question, her character when she is not on trial.
Time out. Nursing credentials put on. One person made a complaint. Shut the front door. Ashley, what's her name? Warren's mother. Ashley Cole. I want to call her Christine Cole or something. Ashley, I'm sorry. But they got all kinds of people asking to oust her. You're talking hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of messages. They claim Christine Wells got one. Her credentials are up for grabs or whatever being complained on. I don't think nobody's saying anything. Her own words. When you are practicing medicine in a heavily white community, and you come on television and you say, well, I got to have conversations with my kids about moving in spaces with people that don't look like them. And I want to say something to my mom, especially my black moms. If a white lady were to come onto an interview in an all-black neighborhood and say she has to talk to her children about being around people that don't look like her, I swear to God, she would lose her job and license in the same day. I think that's crazy. What you mean you gotta talk to your kids about being around black people? You know how stupid that sounds? But then black people can do it to white people and it means nothing. I wouldn't want to go to a doctor that says she gotta teach her kids about being around people that look like me. How do I feel safe with you being a nurse practitioner or a nurse or someone that gives service to somebody that could save somebody's life and you are a racist?
I let that run because I want y'all just to hear this dude, how sick he is and the mental health issues that he actually deals with. It's not even funny, and this guy's very dangerous, very dangerous. And when he went into the situation about Emmett Till and saying that was 70 years ago, as if we should forget. Okay, well, what happened with the Black Panthers and what happened during the time of racism was over 60 years ago. You should let them, you should be championing for them to be out of prison then. That was a long time ago, right? That was a long time ago. We should forgive and move on, right? But when it comes to black folks, no, we are condemned to HELL forever based off of him. I want to really know his background and what happened to him and why he talks this way, because he's so forgiving to them. Then he went in with this analogy of saying that basically we're on the same playing field. Is a reason why W's are getting in trouble for saying certain things because for years, still to this day, they controlled all the institutions, right? It was systematic racism is very prevalent. It's a reason why you had DEI and affirmative action and all these things in place, because we wasn't getting the positions that we should have gotten. We already know the history. And then we had to go to the same people who gave us injustice to get justice from. He conveniently ignores this and just says, well, W folks has just changed. Change where and when, right? So that means that the mom was well aware of where she was living, and she made that statement because she understood the climate that she was in. Then why she chose to live around that, I don't know, right? But a lot of our people do. A lot of our people are so traumatized that they can't wait to get away from our own people to run over there with them, right? And he's going to be out there to run interference and make all kinds of excuses. Well, there's a reason why the W will be fired, because there's no reason for you to say it. And more than likely, a W person ain't going to be working at an all-black establishment where they would have to worry about that anyway. So that's just a stupid analogy, because this guy's not smart at all.
The text message that was sent. And you tell me that Warren Hudson murdered her son. Now, just so you guys know, Warren initiated this phone call and communication with Christine Wells. He called her the night that Nolan did not come back like they expected. He asked her, is it okay if I call the Coast Guard? They had a short communication, and he calls the Coast Guard. He told me in the interview that we interviewed him on that he told Miss Christine that he had Nolan's phone and keys. That's what he said he told her. Now, if you somebody, 9 times out of 10, you ain't talking to their mama. But listen how the comment went, though. I'll read them to you. Warren, where's his car? I think, what is this, on the 4th? This is on the 4th at, let me look over here, because at 11:15 p.m. Warren, where's his car? At Jax's house. Where is that? Can you send me the address where you guys launched? Yes, ma'am. He goes on to send her the address. What was the last time you saw him? He said 3 p.m. and sent her to actual location. That don't seem like somebody that's trying to obstruct or hide something. What happens next? What was he wearing? Black shorts and sunglasses. Now, in the interview, he told me that he thought they were black. We see now that it's blue. He said he thought it was black shorts. can you call, I guess that's the lady at DMR. He says, on the phone with Coast Guard now. I will after, yes, ma'am. They're communicating. If she had a question or a concern or what, she could text it to him right here. He's responding to her, yes, ma'am. Can you call DMR? Yes, ma'am, I will. I'm on the phone with the Coast Guard right now. On the phone with the Coast Guard doing what? Trying to coordinate them to look for his friend Nolan. She don't say, she's not, this doesn't sound like this some random kid. She says, thank you so much. We have to file a missing person report. So one more time, tell me exactly where you saw him last. I'm so sorry. I am asking you to repeat this. It does not seem like she got a problem with him. He says, no problem. 3 p.m., west tip, north side of Horn Island. Where did you guys lunch from? He sent her another ping of where they lunched from. Told her exactly where he saw Nolan and what time. Okay. He said, we launched the boats yesterday evening and left from here this morning. Does this sound like a kid that trying to cover up giving her exactly where you lunch from? Giving her your exact locations? Here we go again. It says Nolan's dad is at the house to pick up the keys. Warren, it said Jackson's house, not Warren's house. But she told him Nolan's dad is at the house to pick up the keys. Hey, Warren, what kind of sunglasses was Nolan wearing yesterday? I'm pretty sure Ray-Bans, Miss Christine.
This proves nothing, and this is harassment. And I'm going to say something about black leadership in this country. Because if this was the other way around, this was a black person harassing or doing this to a W family, the state officials, the media, nobody would go for this. Every black conservative know I'm right. See, the difference between me and you, I operate with a soul and I operate in honesty. Because I actually love and fear God. Y'all don't. You can't come in that and woosah. The thing is, they would never allow this. Now, this is the thing. This was around the time they were still trying to get the keys back. They were still trying to get information. So they didn't really know if he was everything yet, right? And once they did find out, they were still trying to get information. Once they found out that they wasn't being transparent, it's when things went off the rail. Because y'all wasn't suspecting at first, but they was looking at it like, yo, y'all was the last ones my son was seen with. See, that's the one thing that this dude is not dealing with. He knows that when they left on that boat, these individuals was the last people that he was seen with prior to his body being found in the water. And he's not going to address that. He's not going to address that. But this now is harassment. He's harassing this family. And I would like to know, like, what would be the measures that they would have to go to reprimand this guy, because he's doing too much. Somebody is not alive anymore. He done said that he had information. He done came online, said he had information that he was going to be on controlled substances. So who's the dealer? Who was the one that was selling? Like, you got this information. The police and the DA ain't talking, but you talking. But this shows that, like, a lot of black leadership ain't worth nothing, man. Because I'm telling you, W folks wouldn't allow this. And the black person would know not to do it, because he would understand the punishment. He would understand the loss that will come with it. But yet and still, Brandon Tatum can do this. And these W's allow him to do it. This is just in poor taste. You know, the crazy part is, I don't even see a lot of W's on their platforms doing this. Brandon is doing it because they're allowing him to be the attack dog. Take the leash out. Go get him, boy. This is what we see. This is what we're seeing happening. But y'all let me know what y'all think, man. If you made it this far in the video, hit that like button, subscribe to Street Media TV, leave your comments in the comment section. Remember, I love y'all. Till the next time, peace.